When it's time to invoice your customers, what you're going to do is go to the Invoices and Bills module and go to the Invoices section. This is going to show you all the orders that have made it to at least delivered status. Now this list could get kind of busy, which is again why we want to use filters. So one of the first things I suggest you do is create a filter. So we're going to want first to create a filter that shows me just orders that are in delivered status. So click on the status list, remove the selections for everything but delivered, and now we can see all of the orders that have made it to delivered status. Remember to save this view. So now I'm looking at all orders that are in delivered status. You might notice that some of them have a red exclamation point beside them. That's because the customers associated with these orders have been set up to require a proof of delivery for invoicing. So if the proof of delivery is missing, or if any other required document is missing, you will see a red exclamation point. So now you can either choose to invoice from this screen and ignore the red exclamation points, or we can add another condition to our filter that would filter these out. To do that, let's say I wanted to just add a condition to this filter. I'm going to go back to Add Filter. Let's search for Documents. And I'm going to add a condition here that is going to allow me to filter only on orders that are in delivered status and that include the signed delivery. So now what we see are the two orders that match these conditions: delivered and includes a proof of delivery. So if you wanted to add this condition to this filter, we can click on Update View, Delivered, Save. Or another thing that we could have done is simply created a brand new filter. So maybe I could have named this Delivered plus POD. Next, what we're going to want to do is actually create the first invoice. So for that, what I suggest you do is always first click on the order ID. This takes you to the order details page where you can review the cost. You can review all the details of the order as well as the original quoted amount, the status changes, and if there are any important notes left behind from your colleagues. And if you're satisfied everything about this order is correct and you're ready to invoice, click Create Invoice. This is going to take you to the the invoice details page, where you can review one last time everything about this invoice before you send it to your customer. When you are ready, click Save and Send. And this is going to allow you to email your customer a copy of the invoice and any of the backup. So if you put an email on the customer profile that always has the invoices sent to, that email will auto-populate here. I didn't have that set up, so I'm just going to manually add an email. You can see here that the proof of delivery is checked. That means that when I click Send, it's going to email a copy of the invoice to the customer along with a copy of the proof of delivery. So by clicking Send, that has just sent an invoice with a proof of delivery to the customer. So if I click back now, I want you to see that the order status has changed to invoice sent. And if I go back to the Invoices and Bills module, the Invoices section, and I stay in the Delivery and POD filter, that order is no longer there, and that's because it is now in invoice sent status.